Hello Internet, today is Friday, October the 25th, 2013. And this is a video I've actually wanted to do for a very long time, only because it basically showcases how I work and everything I've got set up in here. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to just flip the camera around. Basically, I'm holding the camera right now only because I need to be portable. But I just want to show you basically my inner workings and how everything works and such like that. Let me just get something set up real quick here. Okay, let's go. Let me just turn this around. Okay, so this is my workstation. As you can see, and let's just zoom out there, I've got the 4 monitors. Each monitor for me actually does serve a purpose. The one there, like right there we go. That's actually my main screen. That's where most of the work happens. It's all my editing, Photoshop, video, email. Over on this screen I do HTML and stuff. I got web browsers open on both. Over here I've got Skype and other applications that don't need to be accessed very often. And over on this one here, I usually run virtual machines. I have all my folders open on this one here as well. I've only got a folder open on this one just so I can show you something. But the screens on either side are basically screens that don't need to be looked at very often. Most of the Skype that we do is done via voice chat and such. But this is the actual machine itself, and you can see I've got all my stuff here. The Snowball is a very good microphone I use for Skype. Picks up everything. It's very nice. I think I got it on sale, which is why I bought one. Normally I just used a headset. The Geek in Me. This is my Pebble smartwatch. Love this thing. My Google, my Nexus 4, my Samsung Galaxy Nexus, my iPhone, which you can't see here, is my my Nexus tablet as well. I've got the 7 and the 10-inch. Over on this side, I'm not sure if you can see. Let me just zoom in there. Oh, there we go. That blue light right there. That is my Windows 2011 server. That has, I think, a grand total of 12 terabytes, all mirrored and backed up. This computer here, that's my main machine, and that's where all my, obviously, all my programs are stored. I've got an auxiliary desk over here with a monitor and printer and such, and then back over here I've got my iMac that unfortunately doesn't get really turned on very much these days. So, this is the front of everything. I've got my shelf here. Oh, here we go. Let's just get in nice and close. Kind of hard with the light. I've got let's see here, 5 USB 3 drives, and 2 USB 2.0 FireWire drives. And I've had a hard time keeping track of these things, so basically I've numbered them. And then on my computer here, let me just, here you go. Can you see that? You can actually see USB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Essentially, it's just an easier way to keep track of these things if I unplug and plug things back in. But I've got like three 4 terabytes, 1 3 terabyte, and 1 terabyte. And that's basically where things get backed up, or video files, image files, things that I'm working on. The 2011 server is basically a repository for everything. So once I'm done, images, raw video, anything to do with the site goes in there and stays there until we actually need it. That has old websites, like back from when, like version 1.0 of Illusionist. So this is how long we've been archiving everything. So let's just come around back here. Energy drinks, we need our energy drinks. And a quick shot of the office. Come around here. And there we go. So now the back, oh, here's some of my videos. There we go. And I'm just going to point. There we go, that'll make things a little bit easier. This is the back. Now, most people have said to me, why do you have your computer set up like this? Most people have their stuff set up against a wall or on a desk where you can't access the cables, and frankly, that is a massive pain in the ass. I need to get at these cables a lot of the times. So shifting everything so the desk is this way in the middle of the room allows me access behind everything, and I can get to it easily. I don't have to move things to get to one cable or find a cable. Everything's accessible right here. And the interesting part is, even though my internet comes into the office here, it actually goes out into another room and then back in here, and I'll explain why I've done that in a second. But essentially, these have both, even though this is a router, this has been turned into just a hub. As has this, and these are all the network things that I've got attached to these hubs. Let's see here if I can remember. This is the actual incoming for the internet. This basically takes it down to this hub here. I've got a couple spares that I'm no longer using. I moved some things up here. Down here I've got, let's see here. This is my printer, spare Ethernet, obviously one for the computer, one for the server, one for the Xbox around here, and then one for the iMac. And then there's like my USB hub, USB 2.0, USB 3.0. 3.0 is way faster compared to 2.0, which is awesome when you're moving large amounts of files. This here is one of the best things I've ever purchased in my life. This is basically, it's an external USB 3.0 drive, but the way it's designed allows you to take hard drives, swap them in and out. So basically right now this backs up the server itself, not the data, just the actual server. I plug this in once a week, things get backed up automatically, and then I unplug it just to make sure that the information isn't contaminated. And I do have another drive, here's one of them. I do have another drive that backs up some of the more important data as well. The Windows Home Server as well backs up this computer nightly, so every night at midnight, this server will automatically back up the actual machine. Just my Windows, the C drive, and my personal folders. I don't need the data because I've got that backed up on other places. But that server will actually do, like, I basically got like 5 versions of, 5 weeks of backups of my main computer, because if you've ever had your computer crash, it's always nice to have something to restore it from. So if this thing crashed today, I could restore it from a backup that happened last night, and I would be out, no work, all my files would be intact. So then what happens is I've got some cables running out here, and I'll show you where those go in a second. Here's basically my media. I've got, DVD, VHS. Really, it honestly doesn't get turned on anymore because who watches VHS these days? And then here's all my magic videos, some storage, etc., etc. So let's come out into the living room. Well, not the living room. This shows you the rest of the network. Dun, 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 dun. I've got that turned on right now, so let's just turn this on. Now, I don't have cable. I haven't had cable for about 3 years. I just don't think anyone needs cable anymore these days. I stream all my stuff online, or I download my TV shows. And one of the best things about this, let me just load this up real quick, is XBMC. And if you don't use XBMC, you guys should seriously start using it. It's freaking awesome. So basically, that light right there, that's where the network comes in. I was having problems with my wireless because the wireless used to be in the office, and that meant one corner of the house had great reception. My backyard and everything else had horrible reception. So what I've done is I've moved the main router out here where the wireless is, and I get much better reception for the rest of the house by having it in the middle, and there's not that much metal around as well. It's basically all wooden stuff. And then the cable goes back into the office and feeds the rest of the office computers there. So, and I'll show you one other thing as well that I've done. If you look behind there, I'm not sure if you can see it or not. Can you see it? Right, barely. Those lights back there, that's another hub. So over here, I used to have these drives here in my office, but I found that like they were better served out here. The middle one stores my media for television shows and movies and stuff like that. These two here store various work files. I don't use them very often, but when I do, my music's stored on here as well, actually. So that's one of the things I use that for. But these are all Western Digital network drives. So I found that they were better served out here where all the media in that is. This here is an original an HP Windows Home Server 2009 or something like that. It's one of the originals, and it's probably on its last legs. I love this server, and it basically does the same thing as the other server did. It no longer backs up computers because it basically doesn't have enough horsepower. But there's, I'd say there's about 6 terabytes storage in there, and that's just storage only. This machine here drives, of course, XBMC with the video and everything like that. And if you guys never seen XBMC, let me just go to, for instance, like if I click here and it shows you all the movies. Let me just zoom in real close. You have to ignore the camera shake. So for instance, if I wanted to, and there you go, click on that, I can go ahead and start playing that right from here. Go ahead and stop. Gives you a quick little summary. Does the same thing with TV shows. Let me just back up a bit more. TV shows, there we are. So for instance, Breaking Bad, there you go. Click on that. And basically all I have to do is just throw the video files onto the server. The server picks them up automatically. and scrapes the internet for the name, the episode, and all the summary as well. So if I go into all here, gives you basic breakdown, which ones I've watched, which ones I haven't. So it's a really good solution. Apple TV is pretty similar, but I don't like being chained to Apple products. Apple products, you know, while good, I'm not going to diss them. They're very limited in their ability to be flexible. XBMC will play anything: AVI, WMV, MP4, M4V, MKV for the high def files, and it pretty much does everything. If you look down here, that's an Airport Express. I love that thing. It basically streams my music wirelessly to the receiver here, and I have another one outside. That's kind of neat. I won't show it to you, but basically I've got another Airport Express hooked up to an outdoor receiver, so I can stream my music to a set of speakers that I have outside, which is really cool. So basically I've got 5 PC components hooked up. The Wii is networked. The Xbox used to hold my old XBMC until I got the computer out here. And yeah, that's like basically my network setup. And then from here into the laundry room, let's go. Not sure if you can turn the light on. Right up in there, you can barely see it. Those lights there, that's basically another wireless extender. And that pretty much puts the network into my yard and everywhere. So throughout the entire house, I can get 100% network coverage. Whether I'm working on my laptop, my phones, or anything like that, I'm 100% covered. So that's basically, the house is wireless nirvana almost. I can watch video anywhere, I can listen to music anywhere, access my servers anywhere, because these servers here I can remote desktop into, and access files anywhere. And that's the important part. These 3 drives here are accessible via the internet on my phone or my laptop, so I can pull files off. This one I've actually turned off. That one really doesn't need to have access to the internet. The Windows Home Server, let's go back over here. The Windows Home Server, which is down here, that is also accessible via the internet. Obviously, it's protected, etc., etc. So, you know, don't try. But I can get any file I want. So if I'm on, like, you know, traveling or anywhere, or if I'm down in California, oh, I need that file, I can boom, boot this thing up via Wake on LAN, turn it on, grab the file, turn it off, and I'm good to go again. Wake on LAN is fantastic. If you don't have it, I suggest you research it. It's really cool if you have stuff on files that you need to access, not all the time, but you might need to access. And again, if you look at all these cables, can you imagine trying to maintain this if it was up against a wall or behind a desk or inaccessible? Excuse me. So that is in a pinch is my setup really. Let's go back around here. And I found that I've been working like this for the last couple years. I like it. It's convenient, even though it does kind of block off some of the room, because the desk, like I said, like if you look at it, it's literally in the middle of the room. But I don't mind. The trade-offs are far better than anything that any other configuration that I have. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So you know, there's my headphones. I don't think really there's anything else here that... Oh, my camera, this webcam, the Microsoft, sorry, the Logitech webcam. That is the best webcam I've ever owned in my entire life. It is absolutely fantastic. I don't think I'll ever have to buy another new one, because frankly I don't think they get much better than that. And there we go. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a note. I may or may not answer them. It's really all a matter of time. So yeah, you guys have a good day, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.